Type 1, home believer. Every World Cup has one. Now, if you're English, I love you guys, but we need to talk. Because every 4 years, something incredible happens. An entire nation collectively looks at decades of emotional damage and when says, nah, this year feels different. It doesn't matter who England are playing. Brazil? It's coming home. France? It's coming home. Argentina with Messi? Still coming home. A team that somehow won every game 5-0. Yeah, but have they done it on a rainy Tuesday at Wembley? This is the life of the home believer. The home believer doesn't just support England. For one glorious month, they become England. The tournament hasn't even kicked off yet, and they've already imagined Harry Kane lifting the trophy, fireworks exploding behind him, and the open-top bus parade through London. The confidence is unbelievable. After the opening win? I told you. After scraping a 1-0 victory against a team ranked 48th in the world? Champions, I've seen enough. Quarterfinals? No one can stop us now. Semifinals? They've already booked the Monday after the final off work. Then it happens. England lose, usually on penalties, because apparently that's written somewhere in the laws of football. And within 30 seconds, the optimism performs the fastest disappearing act known to mankind. The referee was shocking. The VAR was corrupt. We were the better team. The grass was too long. The ball looked suspicious. I don't even care about football anyway. Until 4 years later, the World Cup draw is announced, the fixture list drops, the shirt comes back out of the wardrobe, the national anthem suddenly sounds like the greatest song ever written. And with the confidence of someone who's learned absolutely nothing, they take one deep breath, look directly into the camera, and say the most dangerous words in football. It's coming home. Type 2, Glory Hunter. Now, unlike the home believer, this fan doesn't believe in loyalty. They believe in good timing. The World Cup starts. They're proudly wearing a Brazil jersey. Brazil get knocked out. To be fair, I've always liked Argentina. Argentina lose. Portugal have looked dangerous this year. Portugal get eliminated. Honestly, Spain have been my dark horses all along. Then somehow an underdog makes the semifinals, and suddenly, they're the biggest fan that country's ever had. This is the life of the Glory Hunter. The Glory Hunter doesn't support football teams. They support whoever's currently winning. Ask them who they're backing before the tournament starts. Brazil. Ask them again 2 weeks later. France. Ask them before the final. I've actually always admired their football culture. No, you admired whoever won yesterday. The funniest part? They somehow act like they've suffered with the team for years. Player scores a last-minute winner. We did it. We, brother. 3 days ago, your profile picture had a completely different flag on it. Their wardrobe is even worse. Every knockout round, a different jersey magically appears. Different scarf, different wallpaper, different lock screen, different Instagram bio. At this point, the only thing changing faster than the tournament bracket is their nationality. But somehow, when the final whistle blows and the champions finally lift the trophy, the Glory Hunter smiles proudly, celebrates like they've been there through every heartbreak, folds up their brand new jersey, puts it back in the cupboard, and patiently waits another 4 years to become a lifelong fan of somebody else. Type 3, Ref Blamer. Football is a simple game. 22 players, 1 ball, and according to this person, 1 referee who's apparently responsible for absolutely everything. Their team misses an open goal from 2 yards out? Ref's been shocking today. Their striker skies a penalty into the top row. The referee got in his head. Their defender scores an own goal. Never should have happened if the ref controlled the game properly. This is the life of the Ref Blamer. The Ref Blamer genuinely believes their team has never lost a fair game. Ever. Every defeat comes with an explanation. The referee was biased. VAR was corrupt. They paid him. FIFA wanted the other team to win. Somehow, every referee in every country has united for one common purpose: making sure their team never wins. The best part? If the referee actually gives their team a questionable penalty, complete silence. Looked fine to me. A red card for the opposition? Correct decision. 5 different slow-motion replays proving the referee got it wrong? Game's gone soft anyway. The rules of football change depending on who's benefiting. Handball? Depends. Foul? Depends. Offside? Also depends. Justice? Definitely depends. By full-time, they're no longer watching the match. They're conducting a full criminal investigation. Zooming into freeze frames, drawing imaginary lines, rewatching every decision from 17 different angles. Somehow becoming both a FIFA referee and a lawyer. Within the space of 90 minutes, and no matter how badly their team played, no matter how many chances they missed, no matter what the score says, the ref blamer always reaches the exact same conclusion. We didn't lose, the referee won. Type 4, Goat Warrior. Some people watch the World Cup to enjoy football. This person shows up with a completely different agenda. A striker scores a hat trick? Yeah, but Messi would have scored 4. A goalkeeper makes 10 incredible saves? Prime Ronaldo would have found a way. Someone asks what time the match starts? Depends. Who's the GOAT? It doesn't matter what the conversation is. Somehow, it always ends up being Messi versus Ronaldo. This is the life of the GOAT Warrior. The GOAT Warrior doesn't actually watch football. They watch evidence. Every pass, every goal, every trophy, every missed penalty, every random throw-in is secretly being added to the longest court case in football history. The funniest part? Messi and Ronaldo don't even have to be playing. England versus Brazil? Messi gets mentioned. France versus Germany? Ronaldo gets dragged into it. Japan versus Mexico? Congratulations. You've somehow started another GOAT debate. Their comment section is even worse. Every football post, no matter what it's about, has the exact same replies. Pessi. Pinaldo. My GOAT could never. Finished player. Football knowledge. 0. At this point, I'm convinced there are people who don't even know there's a World Cup going on. They just wake up, open Instagram, lose 3 arguments about Messi and Ronaldo before breakfast, and call it a productive day, because for the GOAT Warrior, the World Cup isn't about discovering who wins the biggest tournament in football. It's about proving, for the 10,000th time, that their GOAT somehow would have played better, even in a match he wasn't even playing in. Type 5. Crystal Baller. Before every World Cup match, there's always that one person who somehow already knows exactly what's going to happen. Final score? 3-1. First goal scorer? Harry Kane. Man of the match? Easy, Bellingham. Penalty in the second half? Called it. This is the life of the Crystal Baller. The Crystal Baller has predicted so many football matches. They're basically running their own imaginary sports book. The confidence is unbelievable. Not, I think Brazil might edge this. No. Brazil wins 3-1. Vinicius scores in the 27th minute, someone gets sent off after the 71st, and there's definitely going to be VAR drama. Specific. Ridiculously specific. And somehow, almost never correct. But here's the clever part. They never remind you about the predictions they got wrong, only the one they accidentally got right 3 tournaments ago. Remember when I said Croatia would reach the semifinals in 2018? Yes. We also remember when you said Qatar were winning the last World Cup. Every single upset is apparently exactly what they expected. The favorites win? Told you. The underdogs win? I told you they were dangerous. The match ends in a draw? Exactly why I said it would be close. No matter what happens. They're somehow right. By the knockout stages, they're confidently predicting the entire tournament bracket. The Golden Boot winner, the Golden Ball, the exact minute of the final goal, and probably next week's weather while they're at it. Because for the Crystal Baller, making predictions isn't about being accurate. It's about sounding so confident that people almost forget they've been completely wrong. Since the opening match, Type 6, penalty panicker. For 90 minutes. This person is the loudest football fan you'll ever meet. They're screaming at the referee, questioning the manager's tactics, explaining exactly who should have been substituted, basically auditioning to become the next national team coach. Then, the match goes to penalties, and suddenly, everything changes. This is the life of the penalty panicker. The penalty panicker doesn't fear losing. They fear watching themselves lose. The first penalty is about to be taken, and somehow they're no longer watching the television. They're staring at the ceiling, looking behind the sofa, walking into the kitchen for absolutely no reason, suddenly remembering they need water, even though they weren't thirsty 30 seconds ago. Someone else in the room shouts, "He scored!" And they slowly peek back into the room, like a frightened meerkat checking if the coast is clear. The funniest part? They're convinced. Their actions somehow affect the result. I can't watch. If I look away, we'll score. Nobody move. Sit exactly where you were. Don't change the channel. Don't even breathe. At this point, the players aren't taking penalties anymore. They're participating in one giant supernatural experiment. Then comes the final kick. Silence. Nobody moves. Nobody blinks. The whistle blows. The player runs up. Goal! The penalty panicker celebrates like they personally converted the winning penalty, completely forgetting they spent the entire shootout facing the opposite direction, because deep down, the penalty panicker loves football. They just have one tiny problem. They're emotionally allergic to actually watching penalties. Type 7, flag fanatic. Most of the year, you'd never guess this person even watches football. Then the World Cup begins, and overnight, something changes. Yesterday, their profile picture was a selfie. Today, it's the national flag. Yesterday, they couldn't name 5 players in the squad. Today, they're giving passionate speeches about national pride. This is the life of the flag fanatic. The flag fanatic doesn't just support their country for one glorious month. They become their country. The jersey comes out. The scarf magically appears. Face paint is somehow involved, and a flag they've owned for years suddenly gets promoted to the living room wall. The funniest part? Every single thing becomes personal. Every pass, every tackle, every save, every goal feels like a direct attack or compliment to their entire nation. When their team scores, we did it. We, my friend, you were on the sofa with a family-sized bag of chips. The players did it. By the knockout stages, their house has more flags than the actual stadium. Their wardrobe only contains one color, and they're passionately singing the national anthem, despite confidently knowing only the first 6 words. Then someone supports the opposition. Big mistake. Congratulations. You've just started an international incident in the group chat. Then the tournament ends. The flags quietly disappear. The jersey goes back into the cupboard. The profile picture changes back. Life returns to normal until 4 years later, when the World Cup comes back, and somehow, the flag fanatic returns, even more patriotic than before. Type 8, meme addict. Some people watch the World Cup for the football. Some watch it for their country. This person? They're just waiting for someone to accidentally trip over the ball, because before the replay even starts, the meme is already on Twitter. This is the life of the meme addict. The meme addict doesn't care who wins, they care who gets roasted. A goalkeeper makes an unbelievable save? Nice. A striker misses an open goal? Template acquired. A player slips while taking a penalty? This is going viral. They're not watching the match. They're refreshing social media every 30 seconds. The funniest part? Sometimes they don't even know the score, but somehow they've already seen 12 memes about it. A player makes one tiny mistake, and within 5 minutes, someone's edited them into a clown. Another person's turned them into a washing machine. Someone else has somehow compared the miss to their own love life. And the meme addict? They're crying with laughter before the ball's even back in play. By full time, their camera roll has more reaction images than actual photos. Their group chat has become completely unusable. And somehow, every serious football discussion gets interrupted by a perfectly timed meme. Who deserved man of the match? Here's a picture of the referee wearing sunglasses. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Here's Mbappe edited onto a Formula One car. Because for the meme addict, the World Cup isn't just the biggest football tournament on Earth, it's actually the biggest meme tournament on Earth. And honestly, if the football's boring, they're secretly hoping somebody does something stupid. If you liked the video, watch these as well. and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next.